This story caught our attention today, and it should catch yours too. Can voice agents handle bilingual customers? Benchmarking Frontier ASR on code switch speech is the story from HuggingFace Blog today. The key detail you need to know is this is a meaningful development in the AI space that deserves your attention. It's worth pausing to consider the second and third order effects here. Beyond the immediate news, this creates ripple effects across the ecosystem that we'll be watching closely. New capabilities at the model layer unlock new possibilities at the application layer, which in turn creates new demand at the infrastructure layer. It's a compounding cycle, and each turn of the flywheel tends to happen faster than the last. That's what makes this moment in AI genuinely different from the hype cycles of the past. The underlying technology is actually improving at a rate that justifies the attention. The trick is staying calibrated, excited enough to move quickly, skeptical enough to avoid chasing things that don't deliver real value. That balance is the beginning of what's coming. When you look at the velocity of releases, the amount of capital flowing into this space, and the caliber of talent working on these problems, it's clear we're still in the early innings. Each new capability unlocks a new category of applications that simply weren't possible before. Developers are already building on top of these foundations, and the things they're creating are going to surprise people. The most important thing you can do right now is stay informed and stay curious, because the gap between those who understand these tools and those who don't is going to matter more and more. We'll be watching closely how this develops over the coming days and weeks. Here's a major development making waves right now. Wired AI is reporting on artificial intelligence sneaks into the World Cup thanks to Google Gemini. The real story here is the Argentine national team will be Google's test bench and technological showcase during the World Cup. What's fascinating here is the timing. This comes as the industry is at an inflection point, and moves like this one could accelerate the timeline in ways that weren't expected even 6 months ago. The pace of capability improvement has been relentless, but what's changing now is how quickly those capabilities are being translated into real-world products. The research to deployment cycle that used to take years is now taking months, and in some cases weeks. That compression has enormous consequences for every industry that involves information, creativity, or decision-making, which is to say nearly every industry. The people who will thrive in this environment are the ones who can separate the signal from the noise, stay grounded in what's actually working, and move decisively when the right moments arrive. Stay tuned. This story is likely to develop further, and we'll keep you updated. Absolutely worth keeping an eye on as the space continues to evolve at a rapid pace. Here's what's happening right now in the world of AI. AI News is reporting on McDonald's tests Google-backed AI drive-thru ordering system. What makes this significant is McDonald's is testing a new AI system that can take drive-thru orders and support restaurant operations. The system, called ArchIQ and nicknamed Archie, was introduced during the company's worldwide convention, according to Restaurant Business. It is being tested at 5 McDonald's locations in the United States, though the company has not named the restaurants involved. And number 8230, the post-McDonald's tests Google-backed AI drive-thru ordering system appeared first on AI News. Context is everything with a story like this. The players involved, the timing, and the technical details all point to something more strategic than it might appear on the surface. These announcements rarely happen in a vacuum. They're responses to competitive moves, signals to investors and partners, attempts to set the agenda for where the conversation goes next. Reading the subtext is as important as reading the headline. What's being communicated about priorities? What does this tell us about where the hard technical problems are being solved? What doors does this open that were previously closed? Those are the questions we're always asking, and they're why we think this story deserves more than a passing glance. The AI space is moving fast, but the most important developments reward careful attention. The implications here are significant for anyone serious about following AI developments. This one is a big deal, and here's why. TechCrunch AI is reporting on Medisign's first AI data center deal in India with Reliance. What makes this significant is the 168-megawatt facility will support Meta's global AI computing needs and can be expanded over time. This kind of development doesn't happen in isolation. It signals a larger trend that has been building for months, and today's announcement is likely just the beginning of what's coming. When you look at the velocity of releases, the amount of capital flowing into this space, and the caliber of talent working on these problems, it's clear we're still in the early innings. Each new capability unlocks a new category of applications that simply weren't possible before. Developers are already building on top of these foundations, and the things they're creating are going to surprise people. The most important thing you can do right now is stay informed and stay curious, because the gap between those who understand these tools and those who don't is going to matter more and more. The implications here are significant for anyone serious about following AI developments. The underlying technology is actually improving at a rate that justifies the attention. The trick is staying calibrated, excited enough to move quickly, skeptical enough to avoid chasing things that don't deliver real value. That balance is what separates the teams making meaningful progress from the ones just making noise. This is absolutely worth keeping an eye on as the space continues to evolve at a rapid pace. Now, this is genuinely interesting. OpenAI News is reporting on how engineers at Nextdoor use Codex to build without limits. What's actually going on here is how engineers at Nextdoor use Codex with GPT 5.5 to investigate hard-to-reproduce issues, build across platforms, and focus on product outcomes. The implications here go beyond the immediate headline. We're talking about a shift that could reshape how millions of people interact with AI tools on a daily basis. And it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the workflows, business models, and expectations that get rebuilt around it. When a capability like this becomes widely available, it doesn't just improve what already exists. It makes entirely new things possible. Entire categories of software get reimagined. Processes that used to require specialized expertise become accessible to anyone. That democratization is one of the most powerful and underappreciated aspects of where AI is headed, and stories like this one are a window into how that transition is actually unfolding in real time. This is exactly the kind of move that shapes where AI is headed and why staying informed matters.